Suzie Hunter here with Gorilla Sports. I have Tyler Freeman, infielder and outfielder for the Colorado Rockies. First of all, how are you doing today?
Doing great. Thanks for having me on.
How are you liking Colorado so far?
Gosh, it's been amazing. Not only for me and my family. Like it's so beautiful out here. Great group of guys, and we're having fun.
I hear a lot of people with families say this is such a cool place to be. What is so great about Colorado for the family?
Colorado's just a great city in general, and you know, coming from a different city before, it was a little interesting over there, but no, it's a really family environment setting, so it's beautiful out here as well.
Nice, yeah, it is gorgeous. Yeah, you got the trees out there even.
Oh yeah.
Now you were kind of a very end of spring training trade. What went through your mind at first when that happened?
It was crazy. I remember sitting in my locker and got a tap from the manager. He said, "Hey, come see me in the office." I wasn't thinking anything of it. You know, we were towards the end of spring training. Maybe he was going to talk about a position change or something. But they brought me in the office, and they were pretty much like, "Hey, we have a trade in place for you." And I couldn't tell you how I was feeling there. Emotions kicked in. Every single emotion kicked in. It was, where am I going to I don't know what to plan next. And but couldn't have been better for me.
Yeah, I was going to say, that must be very jarring just in terms of planning. I mean, also, you're going from, you know, you do all of camp with the team you've been with your whole career, and all of a sudden a week before the season starts, you are in a totally different clubhouse.
Yeah, it was crazy. And the first day I remember walking in the clubhouse, it was all new to me. I'm like, am I ever going to meet friends or have friends here? Or you know, it's crazy. You pick up and leave from one team to another. It's nuts.
Is it like new kid at school kind of vibes?
Me, no. For me, it was, I want to make a great first impression, and you know, trying to blend in with the guys, not trying to say like the wrong things, and you know, but it's been great.
Who have you kind of bonded with during these, you know, first couple of months here in Colorado?
I've been bonding with a lot of the guys. Mac has been great to me. He's been nothing but a great leader. Farmer's been awesome. You know, the vets Markey and, you know, Tovar and all the guys, they're making me feel at home.
I was going to say, it seems like you get along with everyone, so.
I sure do. I sure do.
It seems like everyone kind of gets along with everyone in there. I don't know. It just seems like a good group. You've been having such a great run here recently. You were on a, what, 11-game hit streak right now?
I think so.
Do you not count those, or you're just like, I'm just going to vibe with it and let it happen?
Exactly. I feel like if I start looking at that stuff, it's not going to keep going. So I try to stay away from that.
Well, I don't want to ask you too much about it, because, like, God forbid I put it in your head. But I mean, you've the past 22 games, you've hit 20 times, something like that. I mean, what is working for you up there? Because it seems like if you were in the game, you were on a base.
Yeah, you know, I think what's working for me is just kind of being myself. I think previously I was trying to be someone I wasn't. You know, trying to impact the ball in different ways, trying to hit for more power. You know, when I got here, it kind of took the weight off my shoulders, like trying to remind myself who I am as a player. That's just to get on base, steal bases, and try to let guys drive me in. And I think that's kind of falling into place right now.
Yeah, I mean, also falling into place, you've played pretty much every position out there, but outfield is kind of a newer addition to your repertoire.
Yeah, for sure.
What is that transition like, and I guess what do you enjoy about being out there?
Yeah, you know, last year was the first time I ever stepped foot in the outfield ever. From Little League to travel ball, all the way up to the minor leagues, I've never stepped foot in the outfield. So at first it was really tough. It was, you know, making a lot of mistakes, and still making mistakes to this day. But, you know, it's the more games I play out there, the more comfortable I get. And, you know, this year right field's been new to me as well. I've never played right field in my life. And, you know, like I said before, just more reps out there, getting more comfortable.
I mean, this is a huge outfield to try to get comfortable in. What is the trick? I mean, there's just so much real estate out there.
There's no trick. It's just run and try to catch the ball. Actually, we just had a conversation with about that. It's huge out here. So there's some foul balls that I feel like I should have caught, but then I look back at video and it's like, dang, I ran really far for that. So, but no, it's been a grind.
Which position do you prefer out of all of them?
Every single one?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I don't. I'll play wherever the team wants me to play. I know as cheesy as that sounds, but you know, I enjoy playing the field wherever.
You know, this is actually something Warren Schaefer talks about a lot, about your willingness to be flexible, your athleticism. He talks so much about you to the media. And I know you've worked with him in a couple of different positions this season.
Yeah.
What is that relationship like?
Great relationship. You know, I was talking to him in the outfield yesterday. We were just talking for probably 20 minutes, just talking about life in general. But he's been making this transition so smooth. He understands that last year I was strictly working in the outfield, so I was kind of taking time away from the infield, working on my craft there. So when I first came here, I struggled in the infield a little bit, honestly, and but he understood stuff like that, and he's a player's coach. Like, he understands the game. He understands everything about it. So, and we can't ask for a greater manager than who we have right now.
What feels different in the past month and a half since this big change has happened?
Yeah, I think the energy, the vibes around the clubhouse, it's all changed, and the results have been there. We have been doing a tremendous job like this past month, I feel like, as a team, and it's only going to go up from here, in my opinion. And you know, Shafe is definitely the head of that. He's keeping the clubhouse in great shape, and you know, it translates on the field.
Yeah. What do you want people to know about this team that is not reflected in the record?
Yeah, I think we're never going to quit. We're always working hard. We're working day in and day out to improve who we are as players, as people, you know. And maybe this year the record hasn't shown what we want to, but, you know, if we keep working hard and keep going day in and day out, next year we're going to be very dangerous.
Yeah. Oh, I like the sound of that.
Oh, yeah.
Dangerous. Yeah. All right. I want to know about you outside of baseball. Mm-hmm. What is your life like outside of this ballpark?
It's not much, honestly. You know, I have my wife. We're out here in Littleton. We got our 2 dogs. I got a golden retriever and a chow mix. So Louie and Moose. You know, on some of the off days we go hiking. We go to the lake. You know, we try to do as much as possible.
Can't do those in Ohio.
No, you can't. You cannot.
I love Ohio, but you can't do that in Ohio.
No.
What was growing up in Rancho Cucamonga like? It seems like a good place for an athlete.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, gosh, I know I grew up in Rancho, but I give credit to my parents. They let me and my brother, my sister, like, we all got to play sports growing up, and you know, never take that for granted how much that costs and stuff. But you know, great weather out there. We got to be able to play sports year round, as opposed to other states. And you know, growing up, it was awesome out there. I wouldn't have changed it for the world.
You also went to high school with another major leaguer, with Kyle Isbel.
Yes, we did.
And I think, did you play with his brother growing up?
So I played with my brother in high school.
You played with your brother? Oh,
yes,
sorry.
And then I played with Kyle Isbel also in high school.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. I didn't know what the overlap was exactly.
Yeah.
That's going to be kind of cool to, you know, make it to the majors, and like someone you grew up with also did too.
Oh, absolutely. And we'd always talk about that. He was one of my best friends in high school. I was a freshman when he was a junior, sophomore when he was a senior. Mm-hmm. And we always talked about that. Like, our dream is to become Major League Baseball players, and you know, get to see him across the field. And even playing with the Guardians, we'd always play the Royals all the time. Mm-hmm. So I'd see him all the time, and it was always giving each other hugs, always talking about high school and stuff. And you know, it was amazing to play with him.
That's a fun little high school reunion right there.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Did you follow baseball growing up? Because I know some players don't follow it. Some players are huge fans.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. I was a baseball nerd growing up.
Yes.
I knew rosters from head to toe. I grew up a diehard Dodger fan as well. You know, Rancho Cucamonga, they had the minor league Dodgers in that city too. So we'd go to games all the time.
Quakes.
Yeah.
I was going to ask if you went to Quakes games.
I went all the time. Me and my brother, my dad always take us to Quakes games, and you know, it was crazy. And I would try to apply like my games to future all-stars now, like guys like Corey Seager. We watched him growing up throughout the Quakes, Jock Peterson, and you know, it was me and my brother's dream to play there one day. And my brother's in AAA for the Rangers, so he's making his way up, and I'm here, so it's been a blessing.
That's cool. Is it kind of crazy playing against your childhood team, just this homestand right here?
Yeah, it is for sure. And I always get the text messages from family members back home, because we were all Dodger fans, and they're like, yeah, you know, we're rooting for the Dodgers, we're also rooting for you. And it's like, oh man, come on.
I was going to ask, yeah, who do they root for for when you were playing the Dodgers.
Oh yeah, they still root for their Dodgers, but hopefully they're rooting for me deep down.
I hope so.
Yeah,
I hope
so
they're razzing you. All right, listen, we're about to be halfway through the season. How are you feeling? What does the second half look like?
You know, feeling great. It's I think this is kind of one of the first times I've got to play day in and day out, and you know, the body's taking a toll, or taking a hit a little different, but it's great. I love feeling like this. So, you know, the second half, we got a lot of good things to come. You know, hit a little reset button to the All-Star break, and you know, second half, I think we'll be a different team.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, no
I
problem.
appreciate it.
No
Have
problem.
fun out there.
Yes, always. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.